Yo, it's Elliott Hulse here, and during the 2015 Strength Camp Challenge, I had the good fortune to sit down and speak with some of the most entertaining, influential, and legendary kings and queens in the modern fitness era. These conversations are very informative, but relaxed and spontaneous, so I think you'll enjoy this experience. We got questions from people who appreciate you.
They want to know.
They appreciate you enough to have sent in a question because they want to know a little bit something about BBC. So the first question is, what's the biggest regret you have?
There's a long list of regrets, man. I got more regrets than accomplishments. Okay, I don't think in my 20s, I don't think I was serious about life. I was fucking around. I don't know, chasing girls and just trying to have fun and shit. And then when I was 24, my father shot himself. He shot himself in the head. And sometimes, I don't know if this is the right way to think, but this is what I think. I think had I been serious then, like if I was where I am now then, with the situation he was in, I could have just gotten, oh yeah, man, don't worry about that shit, man. I got you. Don't even trip. You know, because I got enough money now to like, I would have been able to just bail him out of that situation. So like I feel like had I been as serious as I am now at the onset, like, you know, I could have circumvented that, you know, maybe not, but you know, I was in no position to be.
Let me ask you a question: How do you reconcile that in the conversations that you have with yourself today? How do you make peace with that?
It's like I was a kid, you know. Sometimes I think like, you know, I mean, 24 is not a kid, right? You're an adult, but it's young, you know. And sometimes I was like, man, I was just, you know, when you know better, you do better. And I don't know if I knew better then. You know what I'm saying?
So you forgive yourself.
Maybe I never thought about it. It's more so like I want to make sure I'm in a position from now on that, you know, something like that happens, or somebody I care about's in a similar situation, that I'll be able to assist.
It gives you a mission.
Yeah. That's how I feel, man. I feel like I'm on a mission.
You're carrying your father's legacy. And you're doing good work.
Yeah, man, I'm trying. It's weird because when you're that young, man, you like having to be like the man of the, you know.
Well, you're trying to flex your testosterone at that age because the world doesn't tell us we're men. There's no delineation between boy and man like there is for the feminine. And our ancestors understood that, so they provided us with rites of passage, ritual, that would introduce us into mature masculinity, malehood. And so we end up being little boys for a long time until somebody slaps us. We have an experience, or we choose. I'm a big boy now.
Yeah. For real, yeah. That's what it's like. That was a tipping point for me as far as, you know, I had to step up at that time because I had to take care. Now I have to take care of my mom, her mom, and, you know, just help people out, everyone out. Like I'm like so now it's just like, man, you know, I gotta go. Like people ask me how you stay motivated. I'm like, shit, man, I don't even think about motivation or unmotivation. I just go, man. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
It's who you are. Like
Yeah.
me and Owen were talking about before. It's not what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's what you're about. It's what makes you tick.
Word.
When people talk about things that get them up in the morning, you know, it could be one of two things. It could be something that you're chasing hard, but most of the time, it's something we're running away from.
Yeah. I think,
you know,
pain is like, you know, there's a pleasure claim. People are moving away from pain and towards pleasure. Freud, you know, Tony Robbins, they all speak to that. I think pain's a way better motivation. Teacher. Yeah.
Paul Chek calls it your pain teacher.
What does he mean by that?
Well, in every instance that we have a pain in our life, there's some imbalance. Either a perspective, a physiological imbalance, muscular imbalance, you know. So pain is teaching you something. It's actually like tapping you on your shoulder saying, hey, you ain't doing something right over here. So I'm about to teach you something with this pain. So he says, listen to your pain teacher. You know, he's my master in a lot of ways. So he says, "Listen, what is your pain teacher telling you right now?" So whenever you have that resistance in you, it's like, what should you be looking at right now in order to evolve? Because that pain is your teacher. Yo, this is actually a really good question to counter up with the first one. How do you stay positive?
Ah, man, people always say that. Like, yo, you're so positive, you're so positive. And for some reason, I guess I just don't see it like that. Like, okay, like you see a lion running after a gazelle, and or she, because the female lion's son, and she chases the gazelle down, grabs it, rips his fucking throat out. You don't think, oh, that's a fucking positive lion. That lion's so positive. Like, I don't think of it like that. I think I'm just a fucking, like, I just go for it. I don't know, man. Like I don't think about happy or sad or even care to be happy. It's not stuff I think about, man. Like, it's weird. Like, I just think about accomplishing. You know what I'm saying? That's all I think. That, I mean, and I try to have fun doing it. Like, we joke around a lot. I joke a lot. And I'm kind of I'm a goofy bastard, right? Half retarded and shit. But I don't think about being happy or positive. But what I will say, what probably helps is probably just because I've had it so bad. Like, you know, growing up, you know, where I'm from, South Side Chicago, and just, or for example, I met Brian, the homie Brian. We were working at, I was like 20, early 20s, like 23, 22, 23. And we were working at Abercrombie in Finch. And most of the kids there were like, you know, just kids from upper middle class backgrounds. And
You were working at Abercrombie and Fitch.
yeah, for a brief period of time. Yeah.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just standing outside that motherfucker, right? And
Right.
most kids were complaining, man, we gotta stand out here for $11 an hour. Me, this was the best thing that ever fucking happened to me, right? Right before that, I was working for a moving company. My boy moving company, working like 10 hours a day, moving shit up, full body workeds.
Yeah,
you know,
I used
like
to do moving.
I was like, oh, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. So I think it's the contrast, like Galileo said, you know, there's nothing harder to bear than the succession of fair days, right? Meaning, or like what Freud said, that happiness comes from, sustained happiness is not really possible. It comes from contrast. Yeah, does that make sense? Like people, like people in Florida may take this beautiful weather for granted because it's every day, but coming from New York, I'm like, oh shit, hell yeah. I don't have to wear a jacket today. I'm happy as fuck about it. So I think I think what helps me is just such contrast coming from such lows, and I think that's a little bit of what the masochist stuff comes from, because it's like you don't appreciate just being like, we're normal, nothing's wrong, I don't have a headache, I'm good.
Social life, yo, this is really good though, cause yo, you lived a high life.
High life. Yeah.
That's interesting. And you're a bodybuilder, or you look sexy with abs to it.
Yeah.
High life. What does that have to do with it? You're branding a lifestyle. He says that you lift, you take good care of yourself. But how is it that you have such a good time? Because it seems like you got to be a masochist to lift and look good.
Yeah.
But you're always smiling. So what's up with that?
I go hard, but I try to have fun doing it, you know. And also, I didn't mean, I probably shouldn't have read, but he said something about balance. I don't think about balance. I don't think you can. The years when you were really coming up, was that balance? Like,
No.
you were just going hard, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think about balance. I don't think that's
Balance
a thing.
comes later.
Yeah.
Through pain teachers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, nature, God, the universe always balances itself out. It's always balanced. Whether you recognize it or live in accordance with it is a different thing. If there's resistance to the balance. But the way I look at it in my life has been like, yo, I can chill a little bit because I went hard. I went masochist.
You deserve it.
And you know what? I don't think you can really feel good about yourself unless you experience that imbalance. Like, you want to be hungry.
Yeah.
I want you all to be hungry. Like, I want everybody to feel a little bit of pain, because any self-respecting person is going to then receive the gifts, or cannot receive the gifts without actually having put some skin in the game.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, man.
At least it was for me.
No, I totally agree, man. Like, let's say like you're getting balanced now. You wouldn't appreciate it if you didn't go through a period of unbalance. It would just, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So like, and plus, but what makes it more fun, like going hard, is like my business partner is my best friend, right? And then like a lot of people I hang out with or whatever. Like, or like I hang out with you, but I also learn a lot from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like every time. Yo, I mean, this sounds crazy, man, but after we hung out in London, like all the stuff I learned from you and Dave and at the night, like my income doubled, man. Like no bullshit, doubled. So it's like, so yeah, we hang
you
out.
got more
but
leverage.
It comes
you got
up.
more cash. You got more leverage.
Yeah, yeah.
You can have a good time. You could create better products. You could do more good. So, you created your lifestyle.
Yeah, man. And I just try to surround myself with people who I like. And if anybody comes at me with anything crazy, I just kind of just don't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Like anything, you know, like I can't be around that. I'm on a mission. You know, I can't be sidetracked.
Word
right now,
up.
yeah.
Yo, thanks for spending this time with us, bro.
No problem. I appreciate it, man.
Yes.
My dog always.
Yo. Man, I'm cooking over here. Are you guys all cool? I know I keep apologizing.